There's a strange kind of peace that lives inside chaos, an eerie familiarity, a rhythm you somehow recognize even when it hurts. It's the kind of comfort that doesn't soothe, but feels like home because you've known it longer than you've known anything else. People often ask, why would you go back to something that broke you? But the truth is, when the breaking feels like the only language you've ever spoken, silence feels foreign. Safety feels suspicious. And stillness? Terrifying. We don't always repeat dysfunction because we want to suffer. Sometimes we repeat it because it's the only way our nervous system knows how to exist. The chaos mirrors our early environments, homes where love came with conditions, where attention came with volatility, or where peace was always short-lived. So the brain learns to equate instability with affection, drama with connection. The storm becomes a signal of presence. That's how emotional imprinting works. It tells us that something is normal not because it's good, but because it's familiar. This is where the cycle begins. You meet someone who triggers that old, unconscious rhythm, a hot and cold dynamic, emotional distance, a sharp edge of criticism wrapped in rare affection. And your body reacts, not in fear, but in recognition. This feels like something you've known. The anxious pursuit starts. The waiting. The walking on eggshells. The rush of relief when they finally come around, followed by the crash of disappointment. It's the same story in a different body. But you chase it, not because it brings peace, but because it keeps you from feeling the emptiness that calm might reveal. We think we're looking for love, but often, we're searching for familiarity. And if love wasn't safe when we were young, then unsafe love becomes the standard. It becomes the blueprint. Over time, you mistake intensity for intimacy, unpredictability for passion. But deep down, there's a buried hope that if you can survive this version of chaos one more time, maybe this time it'll change. Maybe this time you'll finally be enough for it to stop. That's the lie trauma tells you. If you can just be better, quieter, more patient, you can fix what broke you. But it's not you that needs fixing, it's the pattern that needs breaking. And the pattern won't break by waiting for someone else to behave differently. It breaks when you stop confusing chaos with care. When you stop chasing what hurts. When you learn to sit with the discomfort of peace long enough to realize it's not dangerous, it's just new. Healing isn't glamorous. It's not a straight line. It's recognizing that the absence of adrenaline doesn't mean the absence of connection. That love doesn't have to feel like a war. We repeat dysfunctional patterns because chaos gave us an identity. It kept us busy. It distracted us from the grief beneath, the grief of not being protected, of not being chosen, of not being taught what real safety felt like. But grief is not the enemy. It's the gateway. And only when we pass through it can we build something new, a version of love that's not built on fear, but on peace. You don't need another lesson in survival. You've mastered that already. What you need now is to learn how to live without the storm. But learning to live without the storm is its own kind of terror. When you've spent years navigating chaos, calm can feel hollow. It can make you question everything. Is this real? Do I deserve this? Is this too good to be true? The quiet becomes suspicious, the kindness unsettling. You look for the catch, the hidden trap, the moment it all falls apart. Because deep down, you've trained yourself to believe that love has to hurt to be real. That belief doesn't come from nowhere. It's a survival response. If you grew up walking emotional minefields, you developed a kind of hyper-awareness. You learned how to read moods before people spoke. You learned how to anticipate needs before they were voiced. And so you became good at managing others, but disconnected from yourself. Your nervous system never learned rest, it learned alertness. It learned that connection is a performance. And the more you performed, the more it looked like love. So when someone offers a steady hand, you recoil. Not because you don't want it, but because it asks something unfamiliar of you: trust, vulnerability, receptiveness. These are muscles you never got to build. And using them now feels weak, dangerous even. But it's not weakness, it's healing. Healing is choosing the discomfort of growth over the familiarity of pain. It's refusing to abandon yourself just to be chosen. It's staying in the room when your body tells you to run. And this is where most people get stuck. They think healing is about cutting off toxic people or finding better partners. But real healing is about coming home to yourself. It's about asking, why did I think I had to earn love in the first place? What made me believe I was only worthy if I suffered for it? Who taught me that chaos was the price of intimacy? These questions hurt. They open wounds you've learned to live around. But they also open doors. Doors to compassion, for the child you were, for the choices you made, for the people you chased, for the patterns you repeated. It's easy to judge yourself in hindsight. But every version of you was trying to survive with the tools you had. Forgiving yourself for that is part of breaking the pattern. It's how you build new tools, ones that don't rely on pain to feel connection. Eventually, you realize the comfort of chaos isn't comfort at all. It's a coping mechanism. It's what your nervous system clings to when it doesn't believe peace is safe. And the only way to teach it otherwise is through consistency. Through moments of stillness. Through relationships, romantic or platonic, where you're not asked to shrink, hustle, or perform. Healing doesn't mean you'll never be triggered again. It means your triggers don't run the show. It means you can pause, breathe, choose differently. It means your past doesn't get to script your future. And slowly, you begin to understand, love isn't supposed to feel like chasing, like waiting, like proving. It's supposed to feel like resting, like returning, like being seen without having to disappear. The hardest part about healing is realizing that no one else can do it for you. No relationship, no partner, no friend, no apology will ever be enough to undo what you've come to believe about yourself. You have to walk back into the places where your patterns began, the memories, the fears, the expectations, and decide, with quiet defiance, that you are worthy of something different. And that different won't always feel good at first. Peace can be uncomfortable when your body only knows panic. Stability can feel boring when you've confused unpredictability with passion. But over time, you learn that the absence of chaos isn't emptiness, it's space. Space for connection, for truth, for self-worth that isn't earned through suffering. Eventually, the